All right, Jake, am I crazy to have a little bit of optimism here about the Pelicans entering this season?
No, I don't think so. Look, there's a lot of talent on this team, and 2 years ago they won 49 games, and you could argue this squad is a little bit deeper than that one too. And the biggest factor is Zion Williamson. This is easily the best we've ever seen him look. And I know people want to say, prove it, show it to us. It's all just words about him saying this is the best shape he's been in since Duke. But there are actions. You literally see it with the way he looks, the way he moved on the court, just looked like a different version of Zion Williamson. If he's healthy for 70 plus games, this team is going to exceed expectations. I don't necessarily think that they're a top 6 seed in the Western Conference, but most pundits are putting them at 14th out of 15th in the Western Conference. They're far from that. They can easily be an 8th seed kind of team, I think.
Let me say this, I almost disagree with you a little bit. I think maybe if everything breaks their way, they could be a top 6 team. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I think of Phoenix going from not making the playoffs for a decade to the finals. I remember back 07, 08, they went from missing the playoffs to the 2 seed in the Western Conference. I look at Zion and say, this is the time. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, it seems like they are locked in, and Jordan Poole seems like he fits this group well.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see an evolution of this team in terms of what they're doing offensively. They've struggled in that regard the past couple of years, but now they have more attacking threats than they've ever had before. It's been very Zion-centric. He was really the only downhill attacking player. Now you have Jordan Poole who can do that. Trey Murphy, if he played enough games last year, might have won Most Improved Player of the Year. He made a leap to 21 points per game. He's poised to take even on a bigger role this year. Herb Jones back healthy with the defense. You add in a rookie like Jeremiah Fears, who showed a lot in those 2 Australia games. There's talent here. Whether it all comes together in the way we hope, and if they stay healthy remains to be seen, but there's potential for them to shock the NBA.
So I don't want to dump on somebody here, but maybe just a little bit. Brandon Ingram is gone. Look, former executive David Griffin, I think, wanted to build around B.I., made B.I. the face of the organization, thought he was going to be maybe the next Kevin Durant. It didn't happen. He's gone. I almost look now and say, maybe the roster is fleshed out because B.I. is gone. I still think they have to find an identity offensively, but maybe trying to make Zion and B.I. work together when it clearly didn't is a good thing and something that can be addition by subtraction.
Yeah, I think so. Even though you could argue Ingram is more talented than anyone they brought in this offseason, the fit was just clunky, and that type of thing really matters at the NBA level. You need your players to fit next to each other. This roster looks like it fits around Zion Williamson better than maybe any roster they put around him so far. That's a really encouraging sign. Jordan Poole fits as a type of player. It's just more dynamic than CJ McCollum is. When you look at the shot profile for Trey Murphy, it's threes and dunks and not as much mid-range, which clogs things up and made the Pelicans look like they were stuck in muck at times. This team is going to look very different this year, and that's a reason to be optimistic.
And just final question here, does this team have to get off to a fast start? Look, we talked about it. Joe Dumars went through 8 coaches in 14 years. I think there's a synergy between the front office and the coaching staff because of Willie and Joe Dumars' connection to Detroit and a respect for each other, but they can't start like they started last year. Injuries or not, Willie will find the exit if they don't get off to a respectable start, or am I crazy?
No, I think the first couple weeks of the season are crucial for this team and Willie Green's future. They don't have a first-round pick next year. They can say it's not playoffs or bust, but it's kind of playoffs or bust. And if you get off to a slow start and you realize the roster doesn't fit, you can't refresh the roster again in the middle of the season. The easiest thing to do is fire the head coach, elevate somebody else, and see if that breathes a new life into the team. You've seen multiple teams do it, and you get that interim coach bump. You saw it with the Sacramento Kings last year too. That's something the Pelicans are going to really have to evaluate. Keep an eye on those NBA Cup games. That's done by mid-December. It's against tough Western Conference teams. If they look outclassed in those games, they need to make some sort of change.
All right, Jake Madison, we appreciate it. Amazing insight as always. The beard looks great. Basketball is back, and so is Jake.